Today on CityCast Philly, it's the Friday News Roundup. We're talking about who could be appointed to Philly's school board. The nominees are in. And where is the city adding a new public restroom? It's Friday, April 5th. I'm Trinae Nuri, and here's what Philly's talking about. Joining me this week is Dale Mezzacappa, senior reporter at Chalk Beat, Philadelphia, a nonprofit newsroom covering education. Hey, Dale.
Good morning.
Good morning. And Mike Donofrio, reporter for Axios Philadelphia. Hey, Mike.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
Yes, thanks for being back. Okay, before we get into the news of the week, we got to talk about the major event happening Monday, April 8th, around 3:30, the solar eclipse. That's when the moon passes between the sun and the earth. Now, we're likely to see a partial eclipse, but I'm excited that we still get to see this like big science-y thing. But I wanted to ask you both if you're planning to look up in the sky, and if so, where in the city are you planning to view the eclipse?
Oh, gosh. Oh, I haven't thought about it much, but I did take the precaution a friend of mine ordered these protective glasses on Amazon, and she gave me one, and I took it, but I haven't really investigated where to go to try to see what's happening. And the other thing that's interesting is that because of the timing, some school districts have decided that they're either going to get kids, like they're going to dismiss kids early or something because of the disruption that might occur and dismissal or whatever because of the eclipse. So anyway.
Yeah, I read that in the Inquirer, too, that some districts are having either early dismissals or they're going to extend the school day. And they're going to give the kids in Abington School District, they're going to extend the elementary school day by 25 minutes, bring the kids outside and give them those protective eclipse glasses to witness this event. Mike, where are you going to watch it, or what are your plans for Monday?
Okay, so I have the great privilege of working in my basement bunker / children's playroom. So I will likely be viewing the eclipse or experiencing it somehow. I don't know if I have the glass. I don't have the glasses yet to look directly into the sun. But I will be looking at my house up here in Roxborough, Andorra. But if I could go somewhere, I think I would go to the Belmont Plateau. That's where I would do it, because you got the city in the background, and you got this big, open, vast sky in front of you. So that'd be a great place. I bet you a lot of people are going to go there. So maybe I should go there.
That's a good idea.
Get out the bunker. Come outside. I agree with you guys. I'm still not sure quite where I'll be at that time, because again, it's school dismissal times. So I got to figure it out. But I do need to go get some glasses this weekend. But yeah, just remember this event. It won't happen again in the U.S. for another 20 years. So, Mike, we want you to get outside. All right, big news this week in education. Dale, before we get into who the 9 nominees for Philly School Board are, this will be Mayor Sherrell Parker's first time appointing members to this board. Can you remind us why a seat on this board is so important?
Sure. Well, the Board of Education in Philadelphia, which is appointed, it is the only non-elected school board in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And that has been a subject over the years of controversy. But the school board basically, even though it is unelected, it governs the school district. So it makes all the decisions as to who to hire as superintendent. It approves whatever materials that the school district wants to buy to teach students with. So it has influence over curriculum. It decides how to spend money and where in terms of fixing buildings, building new buildings, closing down buildings, schools, which is a huge issue.
And charter schools, right?
And it can approve charter schools, and it can decide to close charter schools. It evaluates charter schools. But the thing, because they're not elected, they cannot raise their own funds. So if they need more money, they can't just say, oh, we'll raise the property taxes. So one of the things that Mayor Parker did during her campaign was she said she would increase the city's share of the school district's share of the property tax. What she did in her budget that's, has to go through council and is being debated now is to raise the share to about 56%.
All right. Well, speaking of the mayor, what did the mayor say about these nominees when she announced them on Tuesday?
Well, she said that they represented a diversity of experience and that they, are racially diverse and that they would bring the kinds of expertise that she thinks is required to govern the school district. I mean, there's one person she appointed who has been a financial expert and a securities person who worked for a lot of government entities, including the school district over the years in terms of helping them to better manage their money. And she appointed several former educators, at least one of whom, founded a charter school. It's the first time there'll be somebody that closely connected to a charter organization on the school board. So, she said that they represented the kind of diversity of opinion, background, experience, and expertise that the school district needs.
And you also report that 7 current members had sought reappointment, right?
Yes, 7 current members sought reappointment. 2 members, had said that they did not want to be reappointed. And she only appointed 4 of the current members who sought reappointment.
Now, you also report that the new board is expected to take office on May 1st. So, what are the next steps in this process?
So the next steps in the process are that City Council is going to hold hearings. Those have not yet been scheduled. The nominees to the board will appear before them. They will be asked questions. Unclear yet exactly what kinds of things the City Council is going to be concerned about. And then they will vote individually to ratify the mayor's nominees.
Just if I could jump in, I don't know if I call it a rubber stamp, but I mean, the nominees typically get approved.
Yeah, I mean, I would be very surprised if the mayor didn't, vet some of these people and make these appointees with the cooperation or at least the knowledge of the members of City Council. I mean, what happened before now, the 9 people she chose were from among 27 that were submitted to her, 3 for each vacancy, by the education nominating panel, which she also appointed. And I would be very surprised if any of them are rejected.
You can read more of Dale's reporting by checking out the link in our show notes. More news of the week after the break. This is CityCast Philly. All right, Mike, Philly will soon get its 3rd public restroom later this year. This is a big deal. The bathrooms are known as Phlush, Philly Phlush. Tell us where this new bathroom will be located.
Sure. Now, yes, this is the 3rd public bathroom through a city-run pilot program. Now, I wish there were hundreds throughout the city, but, baby steps, right?
Right.
So the plan is to install the potty at Clark Park in West Philly. Now they're going to install it, or at least the plan is from the Park administration to do it before July 1st, and then it should open a little after that during the summer. And then just as a background, Clark Park is going through some updates and redesigns and getting a bunch of cool new stuff. So this is all part of that.
Do you know specifically what other improvements are happening there?
They are supposed to be getting some new water missing poles, right, for kids, some new playgrounds, outdoor exercise equipment, I think updates to their basketball courts. So this is all part of that.
Can you describe the design of the bathroom?
Sure. I had the privilege and honor to go test one out last year. Yes, the second one that was installed in Center City near City Hall. Right. So this is a Portland loo. That's what this design is called, right? So you look at it, it's this gray, futuristic looking. I think it's kind of intimidating, but it's this little structure that kind of reminds me of like a little prison. At least that's what it looks like. It's got these vent holes up top. It's not the most inviting thing in the world, but I kind of get the feeling that that's the point of it. But you got a sink, you got some hand sanitizer, soap, stuff like that. But it's also got a baby changing table, toilet, seat covers, menstrual products, things like that. And I also appreciated the coat hook that was included. So that's it. And that's going to be, it looks like the one that they're going to use for all of the public bathrooms through this pilot program.
Okay, so it sounds like a lot of amenities. What's been the public's response to this program?
People are excited about these things. They want public bathrooms. I mean, I was at the Horticultural Center, and there's hundreds of people out there looking at the cherry blossoms, and where are the bathrooms?
True.
I tried to go to the Schifuso Center, but you got to buy a ticket to use the bathroom, so I'm not going to do that. So anyway, it's, people are really kind of interested in this pilot program and want to see more bathrooms. And just a note too, it's not like Philly has a lot of public bathrooms throughout the city. We kind of lag other both international and US cities in terms of public bathrooms. And let's be honest, everybody needs a bathroom.
Yeah.
So
I remember we did an episode some time ago about the lack of bathrooms and like the challenges that a lot of people have to go through. You have to either buy something, you have to just hold it, or, even like porta potties are sometimes around, but they're kind of gross.
Yes, that reaction, I think, sums it up perfectly.
Now, that's my reaction to a porta potty. Like, was that your reaction to a Philly Phlush?
No, in fact, and that's because the city has taken the great steps to actually hire a cleaning crew that's going to go in there throughout the day and clean it up, make sure everything's kosher in there, and make it as clean as possible.
Great. Now, you mentioned that you tried the Philly Phlush before. How has the program been going so far?
I looked into this because if your readers have noticed a lot of changes happening in the city, obviously the new mayor has taken over and she has her own policies and prerogatives, and she has stepped back on some of the policies that former Mayor Jim Kenney had put in place. I'm thinking of tiny homes, which actually was reported on, and also free needle exchange, right? Mm-hmm. So she stepped back on those things. And I was thinking, is she going to do that on these public bathrooms in this program? So she is not. She is going forward with it. But the city wanted to install 6 total through the pilot program. And I asked, is that still what's happening? So they're kind of hedging here. They're saying that the eventual number will depend on costs. So it sounds like there will likely not be more than 6, but there could be fewer than 6 than originally planned.
Mike, could we see another Philly Phlush coming soon?
In terms of what's next, the Parker administration is going to start talking with community groups in the neighborhood that's going to get the next Philly Phlush later this year. And then the administration is saying that they're going to buy the next Portland Loo in 2025. Now, they're not telling us where the next one is going to be placed. So that's something to look out for.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to this new Portland Loo Philly Phlush in Clark Park. You can read more of Mike's reporting by checking out the link in our show notes. That was Mike Donofrio, reporter for Axios Philadelphia, and Dale Mezzacappa, senior reporter at Chalk Beat Philadelphia. Thank you both so much for joining me on CityCast Philly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's time for the tip of the week, where we share a life hack for living in Philly. Tomorrow, April 6th, is the 2024 Philly Spring Cleanup. This annual city event is happening throughout the city from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. There's tons of projects to connect with, like removing trash, graffiti, and tires, planting trees, or cleaning up vacant lots. For more information on the Philly Spring Cleanup, check out the link in our show notes. If you have a tip of the week, we'd love to hear from you too. Call or text us at 215-259-8170. That's all for today here on CityCast Philly. Our executive producer is Laura Benchoff. Our producers are Abby Fritz, Dylan Brogan, and Elizabeth Kama. Our Hey Philly newsletter editor is Asha Prahar. And our host is me, Trinae Nuri. Music is by Philly's own Interminable, with additional music from All the Kimonos and James Weldon. If you enjoyed this week of episodes, tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter, Hey Philly. We'll be back Monday morning with more news from around the city. Have a great weekend and be safe, y'all. Bye.